Hi everybody, thank you for coming and watching our video today. My name is Nirav Shah, I'm CEO of AdSirius. We are a premier reseller for Acumatica and Dynamics Business Central. Today I want to show you how to create items inside Business Central. Best practices, we'll go through the main important and mandatory fields so you could quickly create your items and get through that task and carry on with the rest of the system. So let's get started. In front of everybody, you should be seeing Business Central. This is the latest version of Microsoft Business Central solution, which is version 20.4. I'll go navigate to our items list. From our items, we have a list of items here. We can see our items from a list view, or we could quickly toggle between our different views and see items based on images. Or we could go back into our list view and quickly see items. If I want to export my items out to Excel, I could quickly do that, making it easier for me to maintain and manage my data. I could add new items directly through my Excel using the Edit in Excel functionality and import those items in very easily and quickly. So now I'm going to go in and select New to create a new item. I could select from a series of templates, so I could have a template assigned based on different item types, which makes the process easier, so I don't have to worry about properly recording or adding value to fields that I could potentially forget. So this will automatically insert those specific values to fields. You know, a common example of that are financial fields, could be any type of groupings or distinctions, category codes that need to be assigned to specific type of items. So I could associate them to my template, and from my template, they will automatically carry forward into the new item I'm creating. So I'll go ahead and select this first template. I'll hit OK. The next field I have here is my number field. The number field is important. I can type over this particular number that's auto-assigning or trying to auto-assign. I could put this as chair 001 if that's the item number I want to create. The system's going to tell me, do you want to override the initial item number that the system was trying to create? And I'll say yes here. And what we'll see is the system now has associated this new item record to chair 001. I'll put this as my high chair for all intents and purposes. And I'll come through here. I could go field by field, but mainly in this video, I want to explain to you the main fields that are necessary to fill in an item or create an item inside Business Central. So the type we have here is inventory, service, or non-inventory. We'll do a separate video on exactly what these various values mean when assigning to an item itself. But today, let's go and create an inventory item. We could then select the base unit of measure. The base unit of measure is the stocking unit of measure. Essentially, we could say we're going to stock this in each, and then we could select that. Down the road, I do want to do a video on unit of measure conversions. It's a very important topic for many different industries. I want to talk about ways you can make conversions and how to properly manage your inventory, whether you're a distribution company or you're a manufacturing company that needs that capability to be able to stock, purchase, and sell in various different units of measures. So we will talk about that. Under item category is how do I want to categorize this item? It could be based off of category of specific items, or it could be specific vendors, it could be specific other distinctions that you want that will properly categorize this item, and you could run different type of managerial reporting around it. The next field here I want to focus in on here, I'll skip over the inventory field for now. Again, this video is only to concentrate on those mandatory fields that you need to identify and fill out in order to use this item through the system, right? And then a basic order to cash process. We have costing method, we have FIFO, LIFO, specific, average, standard. Okay, we'll select FIFO here. We could establish our initial cost here, right here on the item card, or have it come in from our purchase order. So let's just put $120 as our initial cost. Now another field that we want to make sure that is populated is our general product posting group code, our tax group code, okay, and our inventory posting group code. So all these have different relations to the general ledger. The general product posting group code identifies the revenue account to hit when this item is selected on the sales order, along with the cost of goods sold. The tax group code identifies what taxing accounts need to be hit, and the inventory posting group code identifies the balance sheet inventory accounts that will be credited and debited on that specific sales transaction. As we continue down here, I'm going to open up our prices and sales tab. What is our specific list price for this item? I could say that we sell this item for $175. Okay. Now, if we wanted to add pricing by customer, pricing by category codes, pricing by customer group codes, but that's all possible using the pricing and discount functionality in Business Central. We'll do a separate video on that, an in-depth detailed dive on how to create pricing in Business Central using best practices. But for now, just know that our list price is identified here on the item card under the unit price field. As we continue here, the system will auto-calculate the profit percent. We have the sales unit of measure. We could identify under replenishment is, how do we replenish this item? We replenish it via a purchase order, production order, or supply order. In our case, it would be a purchase order here. We could put a default vendor up here. Let's put First Up Consultants. We could put a vendor number in here. We could put something like C0099, something along those lines. That's our vendor number. If we had the lead time calculation, like we could put a lead time in here of 5 days. If this is a production item, we would populate this. We'll do a separate video on production order items and how to create those in the system. That's going to include looking at bill of materials and routings and how to bring them together when creating an item on the item card. Next, we'll go into the planning tab. This is an important tab, especially for those customers that are going to be using MRP and MPS, or we call the planning worksheet inside Business Central. This allows you to identify what the preferred planning method is for the specific item. Most customers choose lot for lot, so we'll choose lot for lot here. What we want to fill out here, we want to always include the inventory so the system knows what is not need to be created in terms of a supply order from a quantity perspective. What's our lot accumulation period? What that means is, how are we going to aggregate this specific demand for this into a supply order? So we could say every 5 days we want one purchase order based on a rolling 5-day period, essentially. System will go ahead and look at all that demand for the week and create a purchase order for those 5 days and move forward, right? Rescheduling period is the ability to tell the system to reduce the number of exceptions based on this rescheduling period that we put in. We will do a whole nother video on the planning policies inside Business Central so everybody understands how this process works. But this is really important for distributors and manufacturers to fill this in correctly. Item tracking code, if you're a lot controlled or serial controlled, you would select the proper item tracking code here. This identifies first whether the item is lot controlled and serial controlled, and then second what lot number or serial number to automatically identify or record when the item gets received in or gets manufactured, right? And what lot number and serial number gets selected on the shipping side. So there's another full video that we're going to do on item tracking and lot control and serial control. So stay tuned. If that is important to you, we'll be doing a video shortly so you can see the capabilities of that functionality inside the business. The next thing I want to show here is pictures. You can identify a picture. Off to the right side, that's very straightforward and simple. You can import a picture or take a picture of whatever item you're creating, and then the system will automatically apply some attributes if it finds some from that picture. So I hope you found this specific video informative, and you can quickly create your items using the field that I recommended to fill out here in the item master inside Business Central. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. My name is Nirav Shah. I'm CEO at Cirrus ERP. We are a reseller for Dynamics 365 Business Central. With over hundreds of implementations under our belt, I'm sure we can provide best practices and knowledge to your users on how to best utilize Business Central for your business. Thank you.